Also, in relation to the body size, a much shorter tail. And have a look at the falcon's legs, quite short and stumpy compared to that of Juanita's. The reason I'm showing you these physical differences, I would like you all to be aware, falcons do hunt in a completely different way to the hawks. Falcons are masters of the sky, and they are predominantly avian bird hunters only. He will hunt from the sky and usually will not consider himself in a good hunting position until he's at least 500 or 600 feet in the sky. The falcon from there will be utilising his whole body like a missile. As he spies something below he wishes to hunt, he will fall from the sky in what falconers would call a snoop, you may call it a dive. And while he goes into this mode using his body like a missile, there'll be no flapping of wings, they'll be tucked by his side. The two short stumpy legs also under the plumage for streamlinedness. The falcon will be using only his tail like a ship's rudder to help guide him through the sky at high speed. And as he falls from that height and reaches the game that he's hunting, he will quite often be travelling at speeds of well in excess of 200 miles per hour. When we go hunting with the falcons, it's always on the open moor, never through the woods. He's a bird of open spaces. And when we arrive at the moor with a team of falcons and the dog is usually released and the dog starts to work into the Scottish heather, where game birds such as red grouse live. As the dog moves into the wind, he's also quartering left and right, smelling for game. When he finds game with his fantastic nose, he will go on a point, just like a statue like this. And sometimes he'll stay like that for up to an hour. I know because I've lost him behind a hill before. Now, when the dog takes a point and there's game in front, also, not only his stature, his tail is stiff. So we know it's red grouse. But if the tail slightly quivers, I do know it could be a haggis. If it's a red grouse, the hood is removed and the falcon is released. Once he sees the dog on point, he does know game is going to be flushed. The falcon quickly rises into the sky to reach his proper hunting pitch. As he circles round me like a corkscrew, raising high into the sky, climbing to get up there as quick as he can, he'll flap his wings and battle his way into the sky in small circles around me. When the falcon reaches his proper hunting pitch, he will then fix his wings like a glider. And as he circles around me from above at a great height, that is the boss's signal to the servant on the floor. Flush my game for me now, falconer. I'm ready. On his command, I move forward and flush the game. They usually burst out the heather like bullets and start steaming across the moor at high speed, usually between 70 and 90 miles per hour, depending on the wind speed behind. As I watch Charlie fall into his dive from the sky, he goes into a small blob and he's aiming himself towards those birds we flushed. At this point, he reaches them. He can be sometimes a kilometre or more away from me. And at the very last moment, as he reaches those birds, out from the undercarriage come the two short stumpy legs, both fists clenched like a boxer. He's hoping to deliver a very accurate, high-impact blow to the back of the other bird's head at high speed. When this happens, which is only about 1 in every 10 or 2 in every 10 goes, if Charlie gets a direct headshot, I will hear a loud thwack ring out across the moor, see one of the game birds spiral down into the heather stone dead from the blow. And Charlie pull away from the earth at the last minute, curl around and land on his prized kill. This is the difference between how a falcon would hunt and how the hawk we've just seen hunts. Are you all getting the idea?
Yeah.
Excellent. The next biggest question before we get Charlie in the air is, Andy, why is Charlie wearing a leather crash helmet? Let me explain. It's called a hood. The hood is the most useful tool a falconer has at his disposal. It was designed by our ancestors hundreds of years ago, never been surpassed, and this would help them travel the hawks and falcons from the villages to the hunting ground. As they went by horseback, it would take any distress or distraction out of the journey for the hawk or falcon. Even though today I do go in a modern vehicle, hawks and falcons do not understand modern glass. As I drive to the open moor with a team of falcons, if they were not to be hooded and pigeons were to fly past the vehicle, Charlie would think the hunt was on, and he'd be breaking his feathers up against the inside of the glass, getting himself in a bit of a state. It's my job to keep him nice and calm until we reach the moor, and I have to keep him in perfect feather condition. Also, he has to be in condition as fit as a wild falcon if he's ever to catch any wild game. This is the purpose of the hood. Now, when I retrieve the falcon, I'll be using also a lure. Now, a lure is designed to recall the falcon when we're hunting and he's not managed to catch anything, so he could be 2 or 3 kilometres away. If I swing this for Charlie, he knows I have a treat on here for him, and as he returns, I'll let him catch it, and I can slow him down and pick him up from the floor. Falcons are way too fast to call to the glove. Okay, let's get Charlie in the air.